anytime we are engaging the Ghanaian people, it is about our manifesto. We do not go into hallucinations about who is killing what pastor, who is demolishing mosques, and all of that. We don't engage in those hallucinations. We speak to ideas, we speak to our manifesto, and we speak to the forward march of our country. As has been indicated, we are very deliberate in our manifesto about promoting good governance and combating corruption. All of what has been discussed, if we do not have a leader who will anchor every other sector, every other policy proposition on good governance, we cannot achieve our objectives. Without good governance, corruption will reign supreme, nepotism will be the order of the day, cronyism will run amok, and opportunities that must come to all Ghanaians will be denied the people of this country. Only a few will benefit. And that is why we, the NDC, are talking about resetting Ghana. Our manifesto is anchored on resetting Ghana. Those who are talking about an upgrade, what upgrade simply means is that we want to come and worsen the current debilitating conditions. We want to come and worsen your plight. How can you upgrade corruption? How can you upgrade state capture? How can you upgrade cronyism? How can you upgrade nepotism? How can you upgrade hardships? How can you upgrade economic crisis? What a total reset. That is why throughout the nook and crannies of our country, the NDC manifesto has been so embraced, so welcome. I was observing recent polls that you in the media have been carrying out on which of the manifestos offers hope, which of the manifestos the Ghanaian people believe will be transformative and response to the needs of the people. And I'm not surprised that all the polls, overwhelmingly, the NDC manifesto has emerged victorious as a manifesto that resonates with the people. So I'll run through our big ticket items on governance and combating corruption. Number one, key amongst them, constitutional reforms. If you read the NDC Resetting Ghana Manifesto, President Mahama is pledging major constitutional reforms. Fortunately for the NDC, Professor John Ibansata-Mills has done the heavy lifting. God bless his soul. May his soul rest in perfect peace. He set up the Constitution Review Commission. Over 700 pages of work conducted. President Mahama is saying that his mentor's work will not go waste. Remember that before we left office, he set up the Constitution Implementation Committee, chaired by Professor E.V.O. Dankwa. Unfortunately, the Akufo-Addo government abandoned constitutional reform. We are saying that we are going to go back to the Constitution Review Commission's report, go back to the Professor E.V.O. Dankwa's Implementation Committee report, and we will implement the recommendations. These proposals will be anchored on reducing the power of the president. Many experts, many governance analysts have decried the overbearing nature of the Constitution, which creates an imperialist president. A president who has so much power and is virtually uncontrolled. It is only in the NDC that you can find presidents who will say that even though the Constitution gives us so much power, we want to curtail those powers. So Professor Mills set up the Constitution Review Commission. President Mahama set up the Constitution Implementation Committee. And again, President Mahama is saying that he is going to go back to constitutional reforms, conclude the work that was started. And we are really glad about that. Some of the things you see at
lecturers, and I'm the spokesperson for business development, trade and industry. The NDC 2024 Manifesto, which seeks to rotate Ghana, as you know, is anchored on jobs, accountability, and prosperity. This makes business development for jobs a priority for the incoming NDC government. Ladies and gentlemen, we all bear the brunt of the unprecedented crisis Ghanaian businesses are facing today. We've seen the impact of the obnoxious taxation, the steep exchange rate, depreciation, the high interest rates, import duties and utility tariffs has had on Ghanaian livelihoods, businesses and jobs. The expropriation of the investment proceeds of Ghanaian businesses under the NPP debt restructuring program, for instance, has led to the collapse of several Ghanaian businesses and caused significant job losses and despair. We've also seen the relocation of multiple multinational companies to neighboring countries. Ladies and gentlemen, we see this and we live this. And as we say in Durban, where I am from, Samanot. The incoming John Mahama-led NDC government, members of the press, in response to these exigent issues, that sets out to create a congenial business atmosphere and restore investor confidence, and to expand the indigenous entrepreneurial class by supporting Ghanaian-owned and led businesses for job creation. First, we commit to ensuring a stable monetary and macroeconomic environment for businesses to thrive. In furtherance of this, the incoming John Mahama government promises to ease the tax burden on businesses by scrapping the COVID levy, the e-levy, and the emissions levy, among others. We intend to rationalize import duties, fees and charges, and to reduce the cost of doing businesses. We will provide tax incentives, financing support, security services, and cheaper and reliable power for businesses operating under the 24-hour economy. We intend to provide tax breaks and low-cost financing for strategic startups and micro, small, medium enterprises. In consonance with this, we will exempt new small businesses from paying corporate and personal income tax for the first 2 years after incorporation. We also intend to provide agro-production support services for MSMEs by linking them to our agro-industrial zones, and we intend to enhance the role of Exim Bank in financing non-traditional exports and international trade generally, for the procurement of made-in-Ghana goods, and undertake public education campaigns to reorient Ghanaians to patronize made-in-Ghana products. We will also launch an export Ghana policy to expand access to markets for made-in-Ghana goods under the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement regime and other external trade programs. Under our export Ghana policy, ladies and gentlemen, we will promote quality assurance standards and strategic partnerships and networking to enhance the competitiveness of made-in-Ghana products on the international market. We will also diversify Ghanaian exports by expanding our export offerings, promoting strategic products, and ensuring value addition. To mitigate gendered barriers to entrepreneurship for Ghanaian women, our running mate has spoken extensively on this. We will establish a Women's Development Bank to support women-owned and women-led businesses with low-interest loans and other tailored financial services on very flexible terms. We intend to implement the Ejumawura program, and this is a special business startup policy aimed at facilitating the creation, tracking, and mentoring of a minimum of 10,000 businesses annually, with a special focus on young people. Through our national apprenticeship program, ladies and gentlemen, we will provide free technical and vocational training for young people in various crafts, and in addition to certification, we will support these apprentices with startup capital and equipment to set up their businesses. Many of us young people sitting here would identify with this program. Fellow citizens, the next NDC government would also implement comprehensive and far-reaching reforms under our Ghana Framework for Industrialization, Revitalization, Support and Transformation, which we call Ghana First flagship program. Under our Ghana First program, we will accelerate manufacturing growth for economic development and jobs. We will empower trade to drive national prosperity. We will promote exports to expand global market reach, and will structure and formalize the informal economy for sustainable economic development and to enhance the business environment for seamless operations. That there is great opportunity for private enterprise growth, and that if you can conceive it, the next government under his leadership will help you to achieve it. Salam alaikum.
It's very irritating and annoying these days. The lack of value for money going on, and how this government is shortchanging the people of this country. Some of the specific road projects, he may not have mentioned it, but it is in the script. We're talking about the 3 carriage golden triangle, that is Accra, Tema, Takoradi, Techiman, what we call the A3T highway. He's already spoken about the Golden Orbital Motorway, which is a novel intervention in the road sector. But aside that, will be the Western Corridor, Elugo to Enchi to Sunyani, my hometown, to Wa to Hamele Road. Then the Pumakum Boko Boka, which he has abandoned, to Rease to Wa Road will also be done. Rekum Sampa, Banda Inkro, New Lungoro, Kintampo, Prime will be done. Then I go the Kusin and Fu Sineso Atibu Road will also be done. Keta Denu O Have Pando Uraura to Dambai Road. So here also Yamika and Crown Panta Noma Inkro. Then Chariburi Bumbunu Road, then Kumasi to Anya Panta to Kikus Road, then Asikuma Anum Jenini Road, and Abakrampa to Asumbi Road. So these are specific road projects that the NDC is committing to. Very strategic, very critical to the transformational agenda of the NDC. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, we're going to take another presentation on an issue that is very dear to the hearts of many Ghanaians. An issue that is very dear to the hearts of President Mahama.
We can get value for ourselves. That is why I said that the entire budget of President Mahama in 2016 was 50 billion. Today, as we speak, the indebtedness in the road sector alone is 100 billion Ghana cedis. The road sector alone, 100 billion. When in 2016, President Mahama under an IMF program was able to build the Tema Port, Ho Airport, Terminal 3 at Kotoka, start the phase 2 of Kumasi, Tamale Airport and others. How come under this government, with $700 million, billion Ghana cedis or so, they are unable to show any completed project started and completed? To conclude, fellow citizens, a vote for President Mahama is a vote for transformational infrastructure with enhanced value for money. I insist on value for money because the fact that you have awarded 100 billion cedis worth of project does not mean that we should be clapping for you, because the value of that could just be 1 billion. And I believe a vote for President Mahama would bring more infrastructure projects, create jobs, and enhance the 24-hour economy. And that is why I encourage everybody, vote for President Mahama and vote for all the parliamentary candidates of NDC around you to make sure that we get back to a stage where infrastructure means well for the people of this country. Thank you very much for the opportunity.